everybody, it's Miss Wheat again. Hello from my parents' yard in Charlottesville. I hope you're doing okay. I miss you so much. Today we're going to look at our DCPS ELA packet for week 4. This is for day 3. So week 4, day 3. Here we go together. Woo! So first up, let's check out your phonics work from yesterday, from day 2. Go back a couple pages to that very cool picture of the cowboys and cowgirls just hanging in the desert together, living their cowperson life. And let's check your answers from yesterday. You were trying to decide if it was an O-I, oi, diphthong, or an O-Y, oi, diphthong. So go ahead and you can pause this screen if you want to check your work. But in that first box, it's O-I-L for oil, and T-O-Y for toy. And then the next box, B-O-I-L for boil, and A-H-O-Y for ahoy, like what a sailor would say. Ahoy, matey. Next box, E-N-J-O-Y for enjoy, or N-O-I-S-E for noise. And then last box, P-O-I-N-T for point, and A-N-N-O-Y for annoy. Awesome work. Give them a check if you got them right. If you made a mistake, go ahead and fix it. Cool. And then let's look at the next section. You can pause here to check your answers if you want. But we've got number 1, we enjoy going on long rides on horses. Number 2, once we heard a snake's loud noise. That's it. That's the sentence. Number 3, we saw a snake in the dirt or soil. Number 4, another time we rode to a place where 2 streams join or come together. 5, we camped near a big rock with 5 points on it. And 6, then we boiled water over the hot campfire. Now I'm going to go inside because it's getting a little too windy and cold for me. But hopefully I can come out later. Okay, see you inside. Hello. Okay, I'm inside now. So much better. Now let's look at your phonics work for today. So in your week 4 packet, get to the page that says day 3 fluency practice. And this is just another reminder about those diphthongs to make the oi sound. We've got O-I quin oi and O-Y boy oi. So it looks like in this activity, they give you some pictures with some sentences next to them. And for each picture, you've got to look at the sentences and circle the one that's describing the picture. And then on the next page, you're going to pick one of those pictures and you're going to write your own story about it. And here's the challenge. In your story, you've got to use at least 5 oi words. But they give you a word bank, so that's pretty helpful. But you're going to write a story about one of those pictures that features at least 5 oi sounds. If you want to use more, go for it. And of course, if you want to send me a picture when you're all done so I can read it, that would be great. Okay, now we're going to jump into RRW, and first let's check our answers from yesterday. I'm going to show you the answers I came up with after I read the text a few times. If yours are the same as mine, that's so cool. And if they're a little bit different, that's okay. There's a lot of ways that you could answer some of these questions. Some have to be exactly right, but others, there's a little bit of wiggle room with what you could say. So if yours doesn't look exactly like mine, no big deal. But if yours is really different, or maybe you think it's incorrect, go ahead and change it. Make those edits. Let's make sure that you've got the correct information because we're going to be using these questions for the rest of the week. So number 1 asked us, why does the author refer to Canada, the United States of America, and Mexico as the 3 great countries of North America? What I said, and I hope what you said too, is that the author refers to them as the 3 great countries because they are the biggest countries in North America by a lot. Lots of people live in these countries and they take up most of the land. The text is pretty short, so there's still a lot for us to learn about these 3 countries, but I think the author really wants us to understand that they're so big, and they're way bigger than all the other countries in North America. Numero dos, what could we identify as the main topic of this article? Now this is one where there's no wiggle room. Okay? The main topic is that Canada, Mexico, and the United States are the biggest countries on the continent of North America. So in your answer about the topic, I want you to make sure that there's a word like biggest or largest, because that is what the author really wants us to know about these three countries. They're so big. The last question is, what are some key details from the text that support the identified main topic? Okay, so what details support the main topic? I chose to focus on population. You could have focused on something else. I wrote, the text taught me that lots of people live in these three countries. More than 35 million people live in Canada. 122 million people live in Mexico. 316 million people live in the US. These details show how big the three countries are. So for me, thinking about population was the key detail that helped me understand how big they are. And that helps me understand the main topic. And then speaking of the word population, I want to show you my vocabulary square for that word. So check out yours and let's see if we've got the same stuff. So when I put the meaning in my own words, I said population is the number of people who live somewhere. And the question I came up with was, what is the population of Washington, D.C.? And then I said population is not a way of counting. And then for illustration, I was lazy and I didn't do that part because it was hard on my computer, but I'm sure that your illustration of population is gorgeous. So today's going to be your reread day, which means you're going to read that text again, the three great countries text. So before we do anything, I want you to read it one more time, just with your eyes and your brain, because then the second time you read it, you're going to annotate. We know that annotating is just a fancy way to say taking notes. So first, read it by yourself, just thinking, and then the second time you read, you're going to annotate. When you annotate, you're going to underline the major points, things that seem important. You're going to circle any words that you don't know or that seem confusing. And then if any questions pop up while you read, you'll put a question mark, and you can even jot down the question that popped into your brain. Okay, so you're going to read it once, just thinking. You're going to read it again with annotating. And if you need a little bit of help, there is another video where I read it aloud. I really think that you should try reading it by yourself, and I know you can do it. But if you do need a little bit of help, there's a video where I read it aloud and you can follow along with me. Okay? So you're going to do that, and then you've got 3 questions to answer. Now these are text-dependent questions, so we know we've got to get all our info from the text. We're not going to guess. We're not going to use our background knowledge. We're going to get our evidence from the text. The first question is, how are the different countries divided? How are they similar and different? The second question is, how does language impact the people of the 3 countries? Impact means affect. So how does language affect people in those 3 countries? What languages do they speak in each country? And then the last question is, the author calls the text 3 great countries. According to the text, what makes these countries great? So after you've read and annotated, you're going to answer these 3 questions, of course, in complete sentences, using the text to help you find that evidence. And then the last bit for today, you're going to write a summary of what you've learned. Okay, so you're going to tell that most important stuff that you learned from this text. And look, they even give you a sentence starter for your topic sentence. You could start with, this text is mainly about, I want you to think about our W questions, like what, where, when, why, who, and then our H question, how, because those will really help guide you while you write your summary. Again, if you want to take a picture and send it to me, you know that I would love to read your work. Okay, so that's what you're going to be working on for RRW today. This is a lot of work, so if you want to take some breaks in between, or pause and shake out your hands, take some deep breaths, walk around a little bit, that's okay. I think that this would probably take you, doing all of these activities will take about an hour. So feel free to take your time, take some breaks, and enjoy it, because coming up soon we're going to learn more facts about those 3 countries, and then you're going to think about, if I could pick which one I live in, which would it be? So that'll be really fun. Okay, that's all for today. Love you so much. Miss you a bazillion, and can't wait to see the work that you come up with.